If you take a sexual harassment workshop or discrimination workshop, I think it should happen when there's a fight. We all need to be in some seminar increasing our diversity awareness and sensitivity to embrace the struggles of historically oppressed groups in this country. We all need to be educated about other cultures, other people, so we can empathize with them.
Make it plain with Mark Thompson, 6 p.m. East, 3 p.m. West on Sirius XM. Progress 127.
Around a whole bunch of things here very quickly. The Securities and Exchange Commission, which is supposed to protect investors, Dave Johnson blogging about this over at ourfuture.org. Hundreds of thousands of Americans are petitioning the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, to require publicly traded companies to disclose how they're using that company's money to bribe, to influence politicians. In 2009, Dave Johnson writes, Democrats control 27 legislatures and and Republicans control 14. Now Republicans control 30 state legislatures, and Democrats control only 11. 29 states are completely controlled by Republicans. This has resulted in districting, on and on it goes. So this is really the time that Mary Jo White at the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, needs to be saying to publicly traded corporations, you must disclose your electioneering with your lobbying. That's simple. It's really simple. I mean, if this whole theory that came out of the Reagan era that led to massive high levels of compensation for CEOs via stock options and things, the whole point of that was the so-called ownership society, to say that people who own stock in companies are the most important people in those companies, and everything that the company does should be focused toward the stockholders. Forget about the customers. It's all, crap from China. It doesn't matter. Forget about the employees. You can fire them, send their jobs to China. It doesn't matter. Forget about the community. You can desert the community. Forget about the institution, the company itself. So this was the thinking in the Reagan era. Forget about the institution, the company itself. If you can slice it, dice it, break it up, sell it off, bust it up, steal the pension money, whatever, it's all just great. And this is what we've seen for 35 years now with Reagan. But the one thing you can't do if you run a publicly traded corporation is you can't do anything that's going to reduce the dividends that go to the stockholders. Now, when a corporation lobbies, or when they buy a politician, or when they run ads, even, give money to a super PAC or something, and they're doing a lot of this in ways that are completely secret. With money to a super PAC to run an ad, that money's coming out of the stockholders' pockets. Don't the stockholders have the right to know? Mary Jo White? Okay. So, I think this is great. All this pressure's been put. In the last hour, the Citizen.org, Public Citizen, we had Craig on yesterday, Public Citizen, just presented petitions to President Obama, to the White House, for him to sign an executive order saying that any company that does business, that has contracts with the United States, any company that does business with the United States is going to have to disclose their electioneering and their lobbying. That would catch some of the companies that aren't publicly traded. Koch Industries, for example, not publicly traded. Bechtel, not publicly traded. Massive corporations that are involved in politics. At least Koch Industries, certainly. I don't know if I'm assuming Bechtel is. They certainly have in the past. And the president could sign an executive order that would open that up. Mary Jo White could sign an executive order that would open up publicly traded companies, and maybe 70, 80, maybe even 90% of the corporate dark money that is flowing into our elections would suddenly no longer be dark, it would be transparent. That would be a good thing. And in my opinion, money shouldn't be there at all, but at least let's know where it is. Then we're just confronted with the one big challenge the Supreme Court provided to us with McCutcheon and with Citizens United, and that is billionaires. Billionaires will still be alive. And that's next.
Okay, so that's all.
Dennis Kucinich. I saw Dennis Kucinich. I saw Dennis Kucinich in Los Angeles on Sunday. They were at, I saw them, sat with them, talked with them. They were at the gig that Marianne Williamson put on, Sister Giant, that I spoke at, and that Bernie Sanders, Senator Sanders spoke at. He wrote this piece that was published in Global Research a couple months ago. But it's just astonishing. It's about the House of Representatives passing, quote, unanimously the Russia sanctions. Let me just share with you a couple of sentences from Dennis's piece. He says, here's how the House's touted unanimity was achieved. Right? He says this provocative